Good morning everyone. In this class we are going to see about binary signaling over a Rayleigh fading channel. So in the previous class we saw that there are different fading channel models. We saw Rayleigh model, Riccian model, etc. So here we are going to see how the fading channel is functioning when we are going to transmitting a binary signal. So please mark your attendance in the live chat. So how can we represent this fading channel? So we are concerned about Rayleigh fading, how we are going to represent it. So in AWGN noise, we represented the model as the transmitted signal is getting added with the additive white Gaussian noise, and resulting is what you receive at the receiver. When there is fading, we are including another unit you can see as a multiplier. So your transmitted signal will get multiplied by the fading coefficient, that is represented by H, and then to that signal we will add the white Gaussian noise will get added, and what you receive at the receiver is a sum of the Rayleigh as well as the Gaussian distributed variable. So this can be a general model of a Rayleigh fading channel. So remember, fading affects the signal as a multiplicative process. So the signal get multiplied by the Rayleigh fading coefficient. So this is a modeling. See, നമ്മൾ ഈ അറ്റ്മോസ്ഫിയർ ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ സിഗ്നലിന് ഫേഡിങ്ങും നോയ്സും ആഡ് ചെയ്യും. പക്ഷെ അതെങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ മാത്തമാറ്റിക്കലി റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്, അതാണ് ഈ ഫിഗർ കാണിക്കുന്നത്. ഈ ഫിഗർ കാണിക്കുന്നത് ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റഡ് സിഗ്നലിന് എന്താണോ that will multiplied by some value, that represents the effect of fading, and then it will get added with the white Gaussian noise that represents the effect of noise, and then you receive that signal is what you receive. So let us go into the mathematical model. So it is, you understand that in the mobile radio environment the channel is affected or corrupted by, one is additive white Gaussian noise, AWGN, and second is the amplitude and phase fluctuations due to multipath effects, modeled as the Rayleigh fading channel. So there are two effects. So the complex envelope of the received signal can be modeled as x of t is equal to alpha into exponential of minus j5 into s of t plus w of t. So w of t represent our noise, s of t represent our transmitted signal. So s of t will get multiplied by the coefficient h, that is the fading coefficient, and fading coefficient h has a magnitude and a phase, that is represented by alpha and phi. So alpha represents the magnitude of the fading coefficient and phi represents the phase of the fading coefficient. So alpha into exponential of minus j5 into multiplied by this transmitted signal plus the additive white Gaussian noise. That will be the complex envelope of the received signal. Since it's a complex value, that is why we put the tilde over x. So you can see x, s and w has a tilde mark or a wave-like shape above it. So that represents the complex envelope. Okay. Now, so what is modulus of h? Magnitude of h is alpha. And what is the phase of h? It is phi. So modulus of h of alpha. Now what is the received power? Received power is modulus of h square into p, where p is the transmitted power. So we can represent the power by EB by N, SNR ratio. So I have written as alpha square into EB by N0, and this is represented by a term gamma. Okay, so the bit error rate, we are going to find the bit error rate, that is binary signaling. The performance of a performance is measured by the bit error rate. So bit error rate due to the additive white Gaussian noise for coherent BPSK, we have already derived it. It is equal to 1 by 2 ERFC of EB by N0. So EB by N0 basically is an SNR term. So here what is the SNR? SNR here is alpha square into EB by N0. So here we can write that in our case the probability of error, it's a function of gamma. I can write it as equal to 1 by 2 into ERFC of square root of gamma, where gamma is alpha square into EB by N0. So effectively become alpha into square root of EB by N0. Because here fading also, we have considered fading also. So fading coefficient also comes into the picture. So fading coefficient is modulus of H. And when we take the power, it is modulus of H square, which is equal to alpha square. So that is why this is the probability of error. Now, what is the probability density function? So probability density function, we know it follows the Rayleigh model. So we have included that term f of gamma is equal to 1 by gamma 0 into exponential of minus gamma by gamma 0, where gamma is very much greater than equal to gamma is greater than equal to 0, where gamma 0 means the mean of received signal energy per bit to noise spectral density ratio. Okay, so it is the mean value of gamma, which is represented as gamma 0. So that is equal to expectation of gamma, and expectation of gamma, we already know gamma is equal to alpha square into EB by N0. So EB by N0 is a constant, so EB by N0 into expectation of alpha square. Okay, so that is the value of gamma 0. Now what is the average probability of error? So average probability of error is Pe, which is equal to integral from 0 to infinity Pe gamma, that is probability of error of gamma, the value that we found here, and this term Pe of gamma into f of gamma, that is PDF, which is this formula. So you have to take the product of that, multiply that, and take the integral from 0 to infinity. Okay, so f gamma is the probability density function of y. So y, and I've given some properties. Gamma depends on the squared value of alpha, you know that, and alpha is Rayleigh distributed. So chi has a chi-square distribution with 2 degrees of freedom. Okay, because we are taking the square of that. Gamma is proportional to alpha square. So alpha Rayleigh distributed ana, so chi will be gamma will be a chi-square distribution. So you have to integrate it. So when you integrate it, you get the equation like this. 1 by 2 into 1 minus square root of gamma 0 divided by 1 plus gamma 0. So gamma 0 represents the average value of the SNR. Okay, so it is actually SNR divided by 1 plus SNR. So take the square root of that, 1 minus square root of SNR plus 1 plus SNR. So that will be the probability of error. So this equation you can study by yourself. In one university question, they ask the question, find the bit error rate of coherent BPSK in a Rayleigh modeling. So you can write this derivation and write the final answer. Okay, there is no need to multiply and show the integration and all. Write the final answer. Substituting and carrying out the integration, we get this equation. And in the table, I have given you different cases, for coherent BPSK, for coherent FSK, for binary DPSK, differential phase shift gain, and non-coherent binary FSK. We didn't study non-coherent techniques, but we have to study that in the 4th module. But here, and that table is given. So study the table, and maybe some problems can be given. Like if you are given the SNR, you can actually find what is the probability of error. Okay, so that is the question. Now, in the tabular column, the second column is given approximation values. That is, if we are approximating large gamma 0 values. So, assuming large gamma 0 values, when you are considering, so the probability of error term becomes something like this: 1 by 4 gamma 0 for PBSK. For BFSK, it is 1 by 2 gamma 0. For binary DPSK, it is 1 by 2 gamma 0. And for non-coherent binary FSK, it is 1 by gamma 0. So what we are telling is, for assuming large gamma 0, the approximate formula for probability of error has a asymptotic decrease in the bit error rate with the average signal energy per bit to noise spectral density ratio gamma 0 follows an inverse law. Okay, so what we find is, when we find the bit error rate and gamma 0, when we plot bit error rate and gamma 0, we find that it follows an inverse law for Rayleigh fading channel. If there is no fading, it follows an exponential law. Okay, so that is a difference between the normal. The normal case means where there is no fading. then alpha is not done. It is called EB by N0 alone will be there. SNR will be EB by N0. So you will get the asymptotic decrease in bit error rate follows an exponential law in non-fading channel and follows an inverse law in a fading channel. So you can see that is plotted here. In fading channel, it follows a inverse law. So you can see the graphs. They are the solid lines, and dotted line shows the non-fading channel. So you can see a sharp decrease in the case of non-fading channels. And you can find what is the difference for if you take a particular value of gamma 0, then you can see that the bit error rate will be less for the non-fading channel and it will be more for the fading channel. So take some value like 5, 6 or 7 and see the bit error rate will be less, like something like 10 raised to minus 2 for non-fading channel, but for fading channel it will be like 10 raised to minus 1, like that. So what is our conclusions? So what are the implications? This is just additional things. A large increase in the mean signal to noise ratio has to be provided in the mobile environment so as to ensure a bit error rate that is low enough for practical use. So if you want to achieve less error, you should increase the signal to noise ratio in a fading environment. Okay, so how do you increase that? One is increasing the transmitted power. Second is antenna size, etc. has to be increased for achieving that. Alternatively, you can use spatial modulation and reception techniques which are less vulnerable to fading effects have to be used. And one such spatial reception technique is diversity techniques that we have learned. Okay, so there we are using multiple receiver combing techniques called diversity techniques. So that is where there is fading in the channel. So because of the fading, we get multiple paths are there, and we are utilizing it to achieve a better reception. Okay, so that is the consequence that we have. We are using them for an advantage. We are utilizing this multi-path propagation to achieve better signal to noise ratio, because we have to increase the signal to noise ratio. We have to decrease the bit error rate. So for decreasing the bit error rate, we can use techniques like increase the transmitted power, increase the antenna size, and also we can use spatial modulation and reception techniques like diversity techniques. So this is about the Rayleigh fading channel, the binary signal using the Rayleigh fading channel. Okay, thank you.